Hello everyone and welcome to the lesson on namespaces. Introduction to Kubernetes Namespaces. Definition of Kubernetes Namespaces. Namespaces are a logical partitioning of the cluster, providing a way to group an isolated resource such as pods, services and deployments. So why namespaces are important? Namespaces play a crucial role in organizing and managing a Kubernetes cluster, particularly in multi-tenant environments where isolation and resource management are essential. Use cases for namespaces. Use cases for namespaces include multi-tenant cluster management, resource allocation, and quota enforcement, and separating environments like development, staging, and production. So we have got namespace. So in this diagram we have three namespaces. And this is how you segregate or isolate pods, service and deployment from one namespace to other. So they will not interact unless you specifically create some network route, and it also helps in managing like CPU, memory, storage allocations. And for many projects, if you have different teams and departments, this is how you will assign namespace by the team name. For example, sales, IT, tech support, data management team, etc. So this is how you will segregate pods, services or deployments or many different resources for that particular namespace. Creating and managing namespace. To create a namespace, use the kubectl create namespace command followed by the desired name. For example, kubectl create namespace, my namespace. So this is how creating a namespace. Listing namespace. To list all available namespaces in the cluster, we will use kubectl get namespaces command. And deleting a namespace, use kubectl delete namespace command followed by the name of the namespace you want to delete. For example, kubectl delete namespace, my namespace. So from a terminal, you can create a namespace by this command kubectl create namespace, my namespace. And to list, kubectl get namespaces to list all the namespaces, and to delete, kubectl delete namespace, my namespace. And that will only work for the namespace that you have specified. So you can actually delete a pod, service, deployment or other objects if they belong to the namespace, and you have to specify the namespace. And by default, Kubernetes have only one namespace. Like by default, there's a namespace called default. So if you don't specify the namespace, if you create a pod, service or deployment, it will go to the default namespace. And there are some system specific namespaces also, like kube system, kube public and all. There are 3-4 additional which comes out of the box with the Kubernetes installation. So assigning resources to namespaces. Assigning resources during creation. When creating resources like pods, services or deployments, specify the namespace using -- namespace flag or by including it in the YAML configuration file. So you can just do -- namespace or give a YAML configuration file. Change namespaces of existing resources. To change the namespace of an existing resource, you must delete the resource and recreate it with the desired namespace. There is no direct way to change a resource's namespace. Default namespace. So if you don't specify a namespace during resource creation, Kubernetes will use the default. There's a default namespace. So if you want to assign resources, you can assign during creation, pod, service, deployment. And for same, this is like illustration, namespace second to, so assign during creation only. So you cannot move from now namespace one to another. You have to delete and recreate in the second namespace if you are moving a pod or service from one namespace to the other. So namespace isolation and quotas. Resource isolation. Namespaces provide logical separation between resources, enabling better organization and isolation of cluster resources. Network policies. Use Kubernetes network policies to ensure network segmentation between namespaces and ensuring isolation and security between tenants. Resource quotas. So apply resource quotas to namespaces to limit resource consumption such as CPU, memory, storage, etc. and to prevent overuse of shared cluster resources. So we have got these examples. So we have got resource quotas, and to enforce quotas we have, so resource quotas belongs to actually specific namespace. So that's how you enforce resource quotas, like how much CPU memory utilization should be overall consumed by a single namespace, and to isolate resource. Yep. So same thing for some other namespace. There will be separate. There will be one more resource quota, and that will have specific value for and how to enforce and isolate resources. So best practices for namespaces: define namespace policies, establish policies and guidelines for creating and managing namespaces, ensuring a consistent and organized approach to multi-tenant cluster management. Use RBAC for access control. Use role-based access control to restrict access to resources within a namespace, providing granular control over user permissions and actions. Separate environments using namespace. Separate environments using namespace, such as, for example, if you have different environments, like let's say development, staging, production, and to maintain clear boundaries and simplify management, you can have different namespaces for different environments. If you are having a single cluster, that's how you can segregate, and you can assign more CPU, storage, or memory to, let's say, production, and staging a bit less, and development even less. So these are the best practices. Define namespace policies, use RBAC for access control, and use separate environments using namespace such as development, staging, and production. So that's all. Thanks for watching.